Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of Better Than the Best, where I take popular fast food and restaurant menu items suggested by you and make it better. And today we're making Karachi Bakery's fruit biscuit. And I don't think the taste has ever changed. I don't think this biscuit gets enough credit because when we talk nostalgia, people only ever mention Good Day, Hide and Seek or Parle G. But this is the OG, so let's make it. It's just a one bowl recipe. Even though it's such a tasty and amazing biscuit and you might have thought it's complicated, it's really not. I'm adding some butter and I'm also adding some ghee just to enhance the flavor a bit. Next goes in powdered sugar. Next goes in the vanilla essence. Hey, nada. Ingi illada. And then I'm adding some rose essence, which is a characteristic flavor of this biscuit. We're going to whisk the mixture until it's light and fluffy and pale.
But we already have this biscuit as a recipe, no?
We do have this biscuit as a recipe on Cooked already, but this is an episode of Better Than the Best, so I'm trying to make it better than it already is. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you build muscles. And now it's time to add all the dry ingredients. First I'm going to add the Maida and then some custard powder, which is going to give me that nice yellow color that the biscuit has. Just a tiny pinch of baking powder. Chopped cashew nuts, because the two main things that are there in the biscuit are cashew nuts and Tutti Fruity. We are going to add the Tutti Fruity next. Unfortunately, I didn't get just red Tutti Fruity, so I'm using multicolored ones. Oh, also, how many of you actually know that Tutti Fruity is candied raw papaya? Did you know you're technically eating a fruit?
Colgate Active Salt.
And I'm going to mix this up, but I'm using a spatula this time because it's not going to be easy with the whisk. And I don't want to over mix the mixture. So I'm just going to bring together a dough. And then if it's a little bit dry, I'm going to add some milk to adjust the consistency. Just adding a small splash of milk. And this last bit is absolutely optional, but again a small pinch of cardamom powder also, because I think it enhances the flavor really well. This episode's going to be so short because that's it, my dough is ready. Once I'm done mixing, I'm just going to shape this, pop it in the fridge, cut it, bake it, and we're done. It's time to shape it into a log. And for shaping my cookies, I lay out some plastic paper on the table.
More moments later.
And I'm going to put the dough onto that. And it's time to roughly shape it into a log. Stay patient with me. I swear this is the hardest part of this recipe. I'm going to wrap it up so that I can give the final shaping. For the effort I'm putting, it better go to 1 million. Okay, I'm finally happy with the shape. Now it's time to pop it into the fridge for 30 minutes to let it set, because that's how we're going to cut it and then bake it. Right now it's too soft. The question is, how am I going to get it off the table? Ivlo kashtapatti shape panni. It's been about 30 minutes now, and as you can see, I can hold the dough, so it's nice and firm. Here I have my tray lined with parchment paper. Now it's just time to cut, place them on the tray and bake them. So we want to keep enough space in between the cookies, because when it bakes, it's going to melt and spread just a little bit. So we don't want them touching each other and ruining the shape. My cookies are ready. So now it's time to bake it. I've preheated my oven at 180 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to put this in the middle rack. If you have an oven with 4 racks, put it in the 3rd rack. Don't put it in the last one. My cookies are finally out of the oven. You have to wait for at least 15 minutes before you eat these cookies. But it's just that they'll be super soft, so you won't be able to pick them up. So you need to give them a little time to cool down. Next, let's head on to the tasting session. And we're going to call Adhyana.
இதில் என்னங்க டேஸ்டிங்க பார்த்தாலே தெரிஞ்சிருமே.
அதுவும் கரெக்ட் தான். You guys know that I use different color Tutti Fruity. So ஒன்னு பண்ணலாமா? Let's have a blind tasting session where I break 2 kutti pieces of the cookies and give it to the judge whose eyes are closed, and he just has to eat it and judge it purely based on taste.
லோ பட்ஜெட் ஷூட்டிங்கா கண்ணை கட்டுற கூட துணி இல்லையா உங்கள்கிட்ட?
ஆமாண்ணா. ஏன்னா பட்ஜெட் தர மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க?
யார் உன் டீம்? நீ
சஞ்சய் தான் சான்ஸு அட்ராவனை என்ன பேச்சு பேசுகிறான்.
ஏதாவது ஸ்மெல் தொடக்கூடாது.
வெண்ணிலா ஸ்மெல் இருக்குது, பட்டர் ஸ்மெல் இருக்குது.
சரி ஓகே பரவாயில்ல. பிளைண்ட் டேஸ்டிங் டெஸ்ட், நான் பிளைண்ட் ஸ்மெல்லிங் டெஸ்ட் இல்லை.
ஊட்டி விடுவீங்களா?
ஊட்டியெல்லாம் விட மாட்டேன்.
எனக்கு ஏன் பிளைண்ட் டெஸ்டிங் பண்ணுறீங்க புரிஞ்சிருச்சு. மேபி கடையில் கொஞ்சம் சின்னதாக இருக்கும், நீங்கள் பெருசாக பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க, பார்த்து கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவேன் பிளைண்ட் டெஸ்டிங் பண்ணுறீங்க. கரெக்டாக?
அது மட்டும் இல்லை, வேற 2-3 டிஃப்ரென்ஸ்லாம் இருக்குது. அடுத்தது கொடுக்கட்டுமா?
அது செகண்ட் ஸ்மெல் பண்ண முடியுமா தனியாக? எனக்கு ரெண்டையும் ஒன்றே கொடுத்துட்டீங்களோன்னு ஒரு சந்தேகம் வருதுடா. உள்ள டூட்டி ஃப்ரூட்டி மட்டும்தான் இருக்குது, வேறு எதுவும் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா எலிமெண்ட்ஸ் இல்லைன்னு தோணுது.
இப்போ திருப்பி ஃபஸ்ட்டு வேணுமாண்ணா?
The one that you gave first, what are you giving me now?
Now, okay.
It's yours.
Okay.
The second one is from Karachi Bakery.
You are correct, but the first 4 times we gave you Karachi Bakery, only last while we gave you mine.
See, I don't think there is any long conversation that's needed to decide what's the best.
Yeah.
Because this is obviously konjam maavu mari irundhuchu. This looks more like a biscuit cookie with the crunch and the richness ellame vandu it came out better in this. So obviously for me that's the best version of it. Not saying it just because you're here, but obviously that's what my choice is going to be.
If you like this video, like, share and subscribe to Cook. Stay tuned for the next episode which will air next week.